In this investigation, we will be using rectangles to discover how the distributive property works. I will go through one model for you, and then I will ask you to do 4 other models. Please pay close attention to how I do the first problem so that you can model the next 4 on your own. Okay, what we are trying to do here is to find the area of a 5 by 12 rectangle. You should know that to find the area of a rectangle that you multiply length times width. But sometimes that can be difficult for us if we're dealing with larger dimensions. That might be hard to just multiply. So we have a couple of different options to make that simpler for us. Okay, I'm going to draw a rectangle that is 5 by 12. Okay, first what I'm going to do is draw a smaller rectangle. Okay, that's the first rectangle. That is 5 by 8, and then I'm going to draw my second rectangle. I'm going to use the same tool, actually. Okay, I have 2 rectangles here. Okay, this one, it's a large rectangle, but I've broken it into 2 smaller rectangles. The width is 5. This rectangle has a side length of 8, and this one has a side length of 4. My first option says to add the lengths and then multiply. So what that means is to take the lengths and add them together, 8 plus 4, and multiply that times the width. Okay, that will equal 5 times 12, which is the size of our rectangle, which equals 60. Okay. Our second method, in case we find that the multiplication is difficult for us, we can also break it down into 2 separate rectangles. So let's try that and see what that looks like. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and make the same size rectangle. Okay, there's my one rectangle. And I will make my other one. Okay, so I have, again, my same size rectangles, 5 by 8, and this one is 5 by 4. It says find each area and then multiply. So in this case, what I'm going to do is find the area of each rectangle separately. 5 times 8, okay, plus 5 times 4. And see if that works out to be the same solution that we know is correct from up above. 5 times 8 is 40, plus 5 times 4 is 20, for a total of 60. So either way checks out and our answers are the same. So you can see that we can use many different ways to find the same exact answer. What we were looking for originally was the area of a 5 by 12 rectangle. We could have just multiplied 5 times 12, and that would give us our answer of 60. Or, what you can see happen down here is that we took the 5, which is the width of the rectangle, and we multiplied it times 2 numbers that compose the length. We broke the length into another sum, or into 2 different addends, 8 plus 4. Our second way to do that was to take the width and multiply it times the 2 lengths and create 2 separate problems, 5 times 8, 5 times 4, and then add them together. Okay, this next page is just the same example that I just went through. It's just drawn out for you so that you can see all the same work that I just did. Now we're going to do 4 more. I'm going to do the first one with you, and then you should do the rest on your own. All of the models have been drawn for you, so you don't have to worry about drawing the rectangles. So what you want to do here is you have two sides to these expressions or equations. So let's just go ahead and I'm going to draw a line. Whoops, I don't like that. That is too big. Let me fix that. I'm just going to draw a line between the two, just so you can show that between both sides of these equations you have two different problems, and they should come out to the same answer if you've done it correctly. So let's look at the first one. This one says, let me get my pointer out. Okay, so this one says 2 times the sum 4 plus 6. That means that the width of this rectangle is 2, one of the lengths happens to be 4, and the other one happens to be 6. So the way we would solve it is we would do the sum first. 4 plus 6 is 10. Then we do 2 times 10, which equals 20. Okay? On this side, we have, hold on one second, let me get my thing here, make it just a little bit bigger. We have, the rectangles have been separated, and we have a 2 by 4 rectangle here, and then we have a 2 by 6 rectangle here. We solve those separately. Here you would do 2 times 4 is 8, and 2 times 6 is 12. 8 plus 12 is 20. These two are equal no matter how you solve it. You go ahead now and solve the last three on your own. Like we said, all the rectangles have been drawn for you. All you need to do is solve both sides of the equations. Okay? On the last page, I'll go ahead and draw the lines in between as well. This one's a little bit bigger, so it's separated into another page, but you would solve 7, let me just get my pointer. You would solve 7 times 10 plus 8 right here, and then you would do 7 times 10 plus 7 times 8. They should be equal. And then you have another big one that has also been broken down into two smaller problems. So you have 6 times 20 plus 3, and then 6 times 20 plus 6 times 3. Do all of those, and then you will have this investigation complete. Bye for now.